Hi guys, welcome back, or welcome if it's your first time. My name's Paige, and today I wanted to go over ways you can save money when you book your trip with EF Ultimate Break. So let's get into it. So first things first, contrary to popular belief or advertising, their Black Friday sales and their semi-annual sales aren't actually the cheapest prices that trips are gonna be. They are the cheapest prices after they've already been on the site for a while. So let me explain. As soon as trips for the next year get released, they're usually released about 18 months to 2 years out. And if you know what trip you want to go on, you can find dates that work, and you have the ability with your job or whatever your life situation is to book ahead of time that far, do it, because that is the cheapest it's ever going to be. Also, if you book 18 months to 2 years out, if you're choosing to do bi-weekly or monthly payments, those are the smallest those are ever going to be, because it's the most amount of like months or weeks that you're gonna pay it over time. So obviously it's gonna be smaller payments. So that definitely helps. However, if you are someone who has the ability to book things closer to the departure date, or with your job, you're just not sure and you have to book more like a year to 6 months out, book during a Black Friday sale or a semi-annual sale. Honestly, I feel like they have sales almost monthly, but their best sales are usually during Black Friday. And so you can get anything from $100 off to, I've seen trips as much as $1,000 off. Now, obviously those are gonna be the more expensive trips, but that is an option, especially if you're booking close to the departure date. That's gonna be super helpful. Third way to save money with EF, use the link in the description to book your first trip, and that'll activate discount code UAPAGE100, and that'll activate a $100 discount code on your first trip. You're welcome. All right, number 4. So EF can book your flight. If you choose to have them book your flights, they do include that price with your lump sum, so you're paying that off with your monthly payment. That's already included. It's not an added thing. You don't have to pay it up front, nothing like that. However, if you're able to not have them book it, maybe you have airline miles or you have a travel credit or something, don't book it with them, because add like anywhere from $1,000 to like $2,000 onto your trip cost, total cost. So if you're able to, or you want to be more in control of booking your flights, or you have that travel credit, don't book it. That's gonna cut the cost way down. Number 5, don't buy their travel insurance. This might be controversial, but if you do have a travel credit card, most of them come with travel insurance. So just use that credit card to pay for the trip. Obviously, you're gonna wanna pay that off every month, but that travel credit card should cover like lost baggage or missed flights or anything like that. I'm not an expert, so just double check, but that's what my husband and I do. We used to buy the travel insurance, and it's also gotten more expensive in recent years, but that'll save you, I think it's about $150 now. That'll save you that money, and then you won't have to worry about it, because you're already probably paying annual fees for your travel credit card anyway. That would cover those things. All right, number 6. This is honestly something that I feel like more and more people are doing, but there are multiple types of trips with EF. So you have the essential trips, and then you have the plus trips. So the essential trips are gonna be in hostels. You're gonna have anywhere from like 2 to 5 roommates potentially. They're always gonna be of the same gender, but on plus trips, you're only gonna have 1 roommate of the same gender. And on plus trips, you're only gonna stay in hotels. You're not gonna stay in hostels. So, especially if you're traveling like me with a partner, or you're traveling with one best friend and you guys wanted to pay for an upgraded room on an essential trip, usually the cost to upgrade on an essential trip to an upgraded room, which is only 2 people, is the price difference between an essential trip and a plus trip. So if that matters to you, book the plus trip, because it's gonna be more expensive, but you'd pay the same to upgrade your room on an essential trip. and then you'll also get nicer hotels, and on Plus trips, extra meals included. So right there, you're getting your money back, and then you don't have to worry about buying as many meals once you're on that trip. So it's kind of a win-win. Now, this is something that maybe it's just a me thing, but I genuinely like to read the reviews of all of the trips or go on the EF Ultimate Break, like different Facebook groups, or comment on different like YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or whatever. Comment on people's videos or posts that have done this trip to see what excursions EF offers are worth it. On every trip, I think every trip, they offer optional excursions that aren't included that you pay extra for. So that might be like a hot air balloon ride or a wine tasting or something like that. Always reach out to people, and 9 times out of 10, people are gonna happily give you their honest feedback, but ask them if it's worth the money, because those excursions can be expensive. Like, there's excursions that I've seen are like $50, I've seen $85, I've seen $200, I've seen $415. Like, it's all over the board. So honestly, reach out, do some searching on the internet, on social media, and ask people who've been on that trip if those excursions are worth it. That might save you a few $100s. On another note, on the excursions, if it's something that you want to do and you're looking into doing that, sometimes because you're going with EF, those excursions that you would normally book through like a Get Your Guide or a Viator are gonna be more expensive just because EF is arranging that. So double check, because sometimes it is cheaper to book it on yourself. Granted, that means you would have to feel comfortable going to the meetup point or getting picked up or going on your own, or you can organize it with a group of friends. I've done that as well, but it is also another option, is doing those activities, just not through EF because it's more expensive. Another way to save money is some of these trips do have most meals included. Like the Kenya safari trip is one of the most expensive trips that EF offers, but every single meal is included. So you're really only spending money on if you want to purchase souvenirs and tipping. So that's something to take into account too. I know that I'm going on a Morocco trip in a few months, and a lot of their meals are included. Like, I think if there's 10 days, there might be like, I want to say there's like 7 dinners included. So right there, that cuts down the cost of that as well. So just be on the lookout, but every EF trip does include breakfast every day. They're not always the best breakfasts, but it is something, or if you're not a big breakfast person, it's a way to save money. And then another thing is every single EF trip includes the welcome dinner and the farewell dinner. So that is always 2 dinners that they include. All right, guys, and last but not least, figure out what's important to you on the trip. This might sound kind of like obvious, but honestly, figure out what's worth it to you, whether that is if you're a big foodie, if you want to go to nice restaurants, if it's shopping, you want to get all the best souvenirs, custom all the different things, or if you want to do experiences. If you're going to say, I want to book that $500 hot air balloon, I want to go snorkeling, I want to do a day trip on my own, whatever, figure out what is the most important to you and then budget for that. Because it is your own trip. Make it what you want. I know personally there are some trips where I'm like, I know I'm going to be spending a lot of money on souvenirs, and I tend to save money on food. So I might do like 1 or 2 nicer sit-down restaurants. But in general, I feel like I sacrifice a lot of that on food and on alcohol, not drinking, not going out as much, and if I do go out, not like getting multiple drinks. Also, some of the places you're going to travel are going to have more affordable food options than other places. Like Switzerland's going to be a super expensive place to go out and get food and get drinks versus like a Vietnam where things are way more affordable and the US dollar goes a lot farther. Alright guys, I hope this is helpful. I know EF prices have kind of skyrocketed recently, so I hope this was helpful. And like I said, if it's your first time traveling with EF, make sure to book your first trip using the link in the description below. and it'll activate discount code UAPAGE100 at checkout for $100 extra off of your first trip. All right, guys, happy traveling.